Francis Chan never sounded comfortable with fame. Welcome to the channel Fame Express. For years, Francis Chan built a reputation around sincerity. His sermons felt personal rather than polished, emotional without sounding theatrical. In a world where many religious leaders seemed drawn toward power, money, or celebrity, Chan often appeared deeply suspicious of all three. That honesty is exactly why people listen to him. But lately, something about the conversation surrounding Francis Chan feels different. Quieter, more uncertain, not necessarily scandalous, just emotionally complicated. The kind of tension that appears when a public figure spends years carrying expectations too heavy for any one person to hold forever. Because spiritual leadership can become isolating in ways outsiders rarely understand. Chan spent much of his career challenging modern church culture while simultaneously becoming one of its most recognizable voices. That contradiction slowly followed him everywhere. The more he criticized celebrity-style Christianity, the more famous he became within it. And fame changes people, even people trying to resist it. Over time, viewers noticed a growing heaviness in his public appearances. Less certainty, more visible emotional weight. He spoke increasingly about pressure, disillusionment, and the danger of building faith around personalities rather than truth itself. Some people interpreted that as courage, others saw exhaustion. There's something deeply human about watching someone wrestle publicly with beliefs they once communicated so confidently, especially when millions expect clarity from you at all times. Religious leaders are often treated as symbols before they are treated as people. Audiences forget they experience doubt, loneliness, frustration, and emotional burnout too. Chan never seemed interested in pretending otherwise. Part of what made him compelling was his willingness to walk away from comfort. He stepped back from megachurch success when many thought he had reached the peak of influence. To outsiders, it looked confusing. Why leave admiration, stability, and recognition behind? Perhaps because he feared losing himself inside it. That fear feels more understandable now. The phrase, "things aren't looking good," may sound dramatic online, but the deeper reality surrounding Francis Chan appears less about collapse and more about emotional weariness. The burden of constantly representing morality, conviction, and spiritual certainty can quietly drain people over time, especially people who genuinely care. At this stage of his life, Chan seems less focused on performance and more focused on authenticity. There's a quieter tone in the way he speaks now. Less urgency to impress, more concern for honesty, humility, and spiritual survival. And maybe that's the real story audiences are sensing. Not the fall of a man, but the visible fatigue of someone who spent decades carrying expectations larger than himself. There's dignity in admitting that leadership can wound people too. If this story stayed with you, share your thoughts below. And if you appreciate reflective documentaries that explore the emotional reality behind public lives, consider liking the video and subscribing to Fame Express for more thoughtful stories about the people the world watches closely but rarely fully understands.